What's going on, guys? The biggest conspiracy among human beings ever. Do you know what it is? First, subscribe to my page, repost these videos, please. It's urgent. You never know when this account could be banned. And if you are in business or if you are trying to take control of your life in any kind of way, check out my website, thompsonwebmakers.com. So you can make your own source of income and you don't have to worry about anybody else. So anyway, back to the video. The worst conspiracy on men is fear. Fear is one of the biggest illusions that we was fed since we were born. It starts from a baby and it's taught to you from your parents. And it really can't be stopped at this point, because where do you begin? We're afraid of eating certain things. We're afraid of other people. We're afraid of falling naturally. We're afraid of doing things too quick because we may miss something. And we're more afraid of other people judging us than almost anything else. So if you know that, and you have these big agencies that just sit there and plot and try to figure out ways to get people to do things that they want them to do, like impulse buy. Like, we want them to focus on just this area. Corona was huge. Now, we're not going to talk about how serious it was or if it was in the first place. But Corona was huge. This is a great example, right? The fear that was put into people. We literally thought we was going to die. We had people sitting in houses for months and months on end. And still to this day, people are still sitting in the house fully masked up, driving in their car, which is crazy. Nobody's in the car with you, bro. Oh, you got your mask on. Like, that shit is crazy. This is what fear does to the brain. It makes dumb things very logical. And other scared people think it's logical too. Oh no, he's right, he's smart. I would do that too, because you're only thinking out of fear. And you can't think when the brain is in fear, because your frontal lobe just shuts off. Because once fear is in the mind, you're in fight or flight. There's no thought process anymore. Everything changes for you. You go straight to beta. Like, there is no alpha thought where you can learn, where you can think, where you can slow down your thoughts and process what's going on and make your next step. You're no longer human. You get what I'm saying? The evolution of the mind no longer exists when fear is put into your space. And people constantly want to watch the news about things that happen all the time. They want to hear about a shooting. You know how many people actually die in a day? It's crazy. Because they make it seem like, oh, this one person, these couple of people died today. Oh my God, it's so terrible. A lot of people die every single day. Every second, somebody dies. You understand that? But when you look on TV, they make it seem like one person, two people dying, which is horrible. Like, it's not cool, but they make it seem way worse than it is, just to terrify you, just to get under your skin. Because if they can control your emotions, and one of the strongest emotions is fear, they can control you. Like, tell me, honestly, how much toilet paper did you buy? What does toilet paper have to do with COVID? How many masks did you buy and you still have today that you did not use? How much miscellaneous things did you buy? How much water did you buy? And you probably don't even drink water, right? Like, how much toilet paper? All these companies, is it weird that they all just doubled, tripled, quadrupled, some by tenfold, make more money than ever in such a short period of time? Is it a coincidence? Or am I missing something? Or nah, it's just this just happened to happen and they got lucky. Just does stuff really happen like that? It's crazy. Why? Now, when I'm saying this, I'm not talking about Corona, and I understand that people did die from Corona, because my father-in-law almost passed away from Corona. But you know, there was a spin on it. You can never go to the news and get the complete truth on anything. They will spin it to their own benefit. It affected elderly people. It was deadly to elderly people. I had Corona one time. Then I was around multiple people with Corona and never caught it again. And when I had Corona, it did not even affect me nowhere near the symptoms that they listed everywhere, online, on the news. I didn't even know I had it. I just got checked because somebody else had it who was around me. And it did absolutely nothing to me. But with stuff like this going on, it's so easy to get you to stop doing anything. You don't want to succeed. That's where this all falls down to, because we don't want to keep on going down that road. You don't want to succeed because it's easier not to try and fail than to actually try and fail. You rather just quit and lose now than to put in effort and have a higher chance of winning than you ever had, but have all that work done and fall. And it's not because the effort that you put in. It's not because, oh, I wasted time and I tried so hard and it's going to defeat me mentally. No, hell no. It's not. It has nothing to do with that. We're built like that. Or we wouldn't have the society that we have today. We wouldn't have these buildings and roads that we have today. It's that you don't want to be humiliated in front of somebody else because you're afraid. And this is made sure that you are conditioned like this in school. You're asked to read in front of a class. You mess up, you're humiliated. People laugh, they crack jokes. You pass in your paper. Sometimes it's not even passed in, and they ask you to announce what you have. Like, what's your answers? Why? How'd you get there? So you just get brought up like this. You get brought up thinking like this, that like every time there's a conflict, it's gonna endanger you as a human being. You're gonna die. That's the end result. Fear is equal to death. Everything we associate with death. Like, people, see, nowadays we're lucky because as more information comes out, we got access to the internet, and we see on TV, we get to choose the information that we take in. Luckily, there's so many different sources now. You can feed your own mind however you will. Back in the day, there was no option. They had the radio, and that's it. And they had their friends, so they had to listen to either or both, right? Back then, they truly believed that their only option as a man or a woman is to work for another individual and comply with any rule that was given to them. Like, seriously, if you think about it, like, baseline. You have to go to a job. You got to listen to every single thing that they say. We make state laws. You got to listen to every single law that they say. Like, you can't change anything. You can't change a law. There's no way that you can affect it. You can't go to work, and you can't not go to work. That's your only option back then. So when we got older, it was a must. Oh, you have to get a good job. You have to. And they're afraid. Have you ever heard your parents talk about you going to work, you going to school? They're not like saying it for your benefit. They're not saying it because they want you to prosper and have a good life. They're just afraid. Like, isn't that weird? You're not happy for me that I'm alive. You know what I'm saying? You don't got joy in me that, like, maybe in 10 years I'm going to do something great with my life. You're afraid for me? And isn't that the number one thing that our parents always say? That, oh, I'm afraid.